that the NIC, National Insurance Corporation, was providing a loan or some sort of financing. We eventually found out it was a loan to Cabot of about 30 million Eastern Caribbean dollars, even more money that they got in Canada from the Canadian agencies. We facilitating this investment right here in St. Lucia. So how that in any way can be considered an FDI is very, very questionable. Because one wonders what was stopping that company, Cabot, from being able to get financing out of Canada. This property in question, about 300 acres of freehold land, was in fact under receivership. And it was under receivership by the bank, again, guess what? Bank of Nova Scotia, exactly where Cabot has its other two golf courses. And you can very well imagine potentially the connections of an individual who in fact was the chairperson, Mr. Ben Cowandir, the chairperson of the Nova Scotia Tourism Commission. In fact, my understanding is that currently he's actually the chair of the Canadian Tourism Commission Visit Canada, or Destination Canada, I think is what it's actually called. So as to how the National Insurance Corporation fits itself into that sort of situation, that arrangement is, in my opinion, utterly bizarre. Because there is no precedent, there is no instance where we have seen the National Insurance Corporation give to a private St. Lucian company directly $1 million or $2 million or $5 million or $10 million, and certainly not $30 million. It's never happened. What the NIC has done as a matter of practice is that it has created entities, for instance, like its NIPRO, National Insurance Property Real Estate Management Company. It's created St. Lucia Mortgage and Finance to assist persons in getting mortgages so that they could build their homes. And that has been around for a very, very long time. It's assisted through the SLDB, the St. Lucia Development Bank, a bank. So therefore, it would give a lump sum to the bank, which the bank would then on-lend to entrepreneurs, because the bank has a system in place of doing its due diligence, of doing its checks and ensuring that the money is going to go into the right hands of persons who certainly need it the most. So as to how that actually happened, where we have now become in the business of giving developers, persons who are supposed to be coming in with foreign direct investment, money, capital, for the purpose of buying land, is very, very bizarre. Because for those of you who recall the three factors of production, right? What are those again? It's land, capital or money, and labor. So if we're providing effectively the land and the capital, then the labor, are you saying that the labor is what Cabot is actually bringing to this? Because I'm pretty certain that there are lots of entrepreneurs, just like Mr. Ben Cowandir, who could potentially have looked at this as an opportunity. If this was that somehow we had a decision by the government to say, look, this property is sitting down, let's buy it and let's come up with some ideas. Let's challenge our own people to come up with ideas, and we're going to be able to, in fact, even fund it and what have you. That could happen. Then maybe somebody out there would decide, okay, well, we're going to do a golf course and we'll go out and we'll get Ben Crenshaw and Core, and we're going to do our own thing as well. That would make a lot more sense. But how is it that we are now financing this golf project for an individual who pretty much owns 2 golf courses and is still paying back his loans, by the way, right? How does that fit into our model all of a sudden? Why would we want to do that? And that's why we've got to be asking the NIC, where is your due diligence? Because your due diligence should have told you that there was no approval for the project. It should have told you that there were clearly potential concerns with the style as to how, and the relationship between Cabot and the town of Inverness. And we know about a lot of that because the reality of the world is that quite often we can find out information. It's a modern world. Information is out there. And you finding out then that you have serious issues of conflict between, even in Canada, between the town and this development over at Cabot. And I think we should take a listen in at this point in time to Mr. Anton Stelkowitz, I believe is the pronunciation of his name, where he is in fact having a chance encounter with Mr. Ben Cowan-Dior.
I'd say, well, we can book an appointment and do that.
No, I think now is a good time to do it, Ben, because you never responded to my emails. You have never put in the beach bath as you are contracted, obligated to do. You pay Inverness $1 around royalty when you get $300 around. You have never been fair to this town. Yes, you have been a benefit, no question about it. And I know you from day one when you came to Inverness with empty pockets. And we said on day one, you promised to put in the beach path. It was on your original plan. You never did. I have a contract that obligates you to do so. You never did it. You pay Inverness $1 around, you get $300 around, they give you land worth millions of dollars. You should have said to them, the town, you said, look, we're doing so well, we're going to pay you $5 around, or $15 around, or 5%. I've sat in on IDA meetings, many of them. Yes, you provide projects for them. It's a pittance compared to what you're making, and you have not been fair to the town of Inverness, and you have not been respectful to the town of Inverness. And I go back 15 years with you. I was at those early meetings. So be fair to the town. Be honest. You don't even accurately report the number of rounds of golf. The IDA gets $12,000 a year from you. 12,000. They never have enough money to do projects. I'm sitting in. I see it. This is a poor town. Inverness is a poor town. And you're making millions, and you don't show your gratitude to Inverness. You're the people. Yes, people that have businesses, they do well. Absolutely. But the town of Inverness, they're back in the boonies where they always were. And you have not been fair. And I appreciate the work you've done. I appreciate the economic benefits that you've brought, but you have not been fair to the town. I want to see you, they should get 5% of that $300 around. That would be fair. All you have to do is look around the town and you'll see all the disrepair. People don't have money to fix up their houses. They have leaky roofs. They need childcare. All of these needs. You could be helpful in that regard. Putting in a few bucks for a boardwalk, give me a break. And why don't you honor that beach path that you were supposed to put in?
And I hear your concerns. We did
Thank
build
you,
a beach
Ben.
path.
No, you built the north access, which was a penalty for building on protected land.
Well, very interesting encounter there. Clearly a resident of the town of Inverness and expressing his own concerns. And it's quite interesting how similar these concerns are